Hey guys, sorry it's kind of windy out here, but I decided to make a vlog in the park, America's Beauty. And today is kind of a serious type vlog today. As most of all you Americans know, and all the people in the world probably know, today is September 11th, 2008. And exactly 7 years ago, America was attacked by terrorists. 2 planes hit the World Trade Center in New York City and had them fall to the ground. And nothing but, piles of rubble. Killing thousands, injuring thousands of people that day. And now all that's left is a memorial in New York City. But what I wanted to know is, where were you that day? Where were you on that day of total chaos, September 11th, 2001? I'll tell you where I was. I was sitting in class. It was my junior year at South Dakota State University in Brookings, South Dakota. I was sitting in my bioethics class. I'd gotten there, like I always did, about 15 minutes early. And the girl that sat next to me, she never brought a radio to class until that day. I kind of looked at her, kind of wondered why she had it with her, and didn't think anything of it. Just a little bit into class, she mentioned something. The Twin Towers are gone. Out of the blue, mentioned that. And we all looked at her like, what? With that blank stare and just like, what? I was speechless. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't think of the words to say. But then she got more detail into it, and we're just all like, wow. She told us about how the 2 planes had hit the Twin Towers, and almost minutes after they were both hit, they came down. People injured, missing, dead. Debris and smoke was just bad, she was telling us. It was a 2-hour class, went from 9 to 11. We got out about a half hour early. But in that whole hour and a half, only about 20 to 30 minutes of it was actual class time. The rest of the time we talked about what happened. After class, we were kind of all getting our bearings, of what happened as we were heading out, and picked up my things and headed back to my apartment. Some of my roommates were home, and they had known what had happened. So I clicked on the TV, right to CNN, and sure enough, they're showing pictures, the flames, everything. They're showing all the details. And I picked up the phone and I called my mom. We had buried my grandpa the day before, on the 10th. So they were still down at my brother's house. I called her and I'm like, did you hear what happened? And she said, yeah. And talking about it. And we just both couldn't believe it. When she had got up in the morning to make breakfast or coffee, she turned on the TV because they were heading out that day to head home. And she just, to watch the weather, because, most people who travel watch the weather. And that's when she found out. And she was like, wow, too. But yeah, it was flabbergasting. But where were you that day on September 11th, 2001? Were you sitting at home with your family, friends, just goofing off, having starting the day out, think you're going to have a good day, go out? Were you at work Were you sitting in class like me? Or were you in the armed forces thinking, am I going to be deployed somewhere after this? And you know, speaking of armed forces, I give a salute to all the people in the armed forces deployed or waiting to be deployed or at home with their families. What would we do without you after that day? Any day. I'm wearing my America shirt today because I'm showing my pride to my country. Today is actually called Remembrance Day or Patriot Day. The flags are at half-mast. People, you know, all cheery faces, remembering probably in their heads, but just going on with their day. So that's why I wear my Property of America shirt. Because, you know, I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to stand up for my country. I may not be in the armed forces, but being a citizen in the U.S. after that day just made you a lot stronger. But like I said, where were you 7 years ago on September 11th, 2001?